Hi, I'm Tim Roble and welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. I'm here with my wife today, Kimberly Roble, and we are at Newport Dunes Back Bay Resort. And this is our go-to place to come, we'll call it beach camping, although you're not really camping on the sand and in the beach. But this is all Back Bay Newport, and we just took out the Advanced Elements kayak. If you haven't seen that video, it'll be a previous video to this one. We just went paddling Back Bay for about an hour and a half. It was a little breezy, but the boat performed well. And what a wonderful place Newport Dunes is. Now you have some of these front rooms and cottages you can rent. And what was the price on those, Kim, for on season?
On season, for the ones on the beach, about $500 a night.
So that's what we're looking at. Same thing for the RV pads, or were those cheaper?
Honestly, don't know.
So I want to say they're between $335 and $445 for these front sites. But as we drag the boat out of the water, I'll take you and show you where we're camped. Usually we get in, they do take AAA discounts. Usually we get in for about $89 a night. A little bit under $200 for 2 nights. And that's like Monday through Monday through Thursday. Fridays, Saturday nights are the more expensive nights. But really neat place to go. They got a cool pool. There is bathroom facilities with full showers, flushing toilets, toilet paper, important stuff. Really nice showers, high pressure, take a nice shower. But yeah, some of these beach spots right here are definitely prime real estate. At some point in time, we may rent one of these to just to probably be off season, but just to have that front view, put the ramp down right here on the truck, and I think that would be nice. But as you go further back, the cheaper the spots get. I think these are like, I think they start at like $335, $345, and then I think we drop down to like $300s. And the row behind that just keeps getting cheaper as we go. See all kinds of different rigs here. A lot of Class A's and big toy haulers this trip. A couple trips ago, there was a lot of toy haulers, and I swear to God, everybody had a white GMC Denali 2500. There must have been, no kidding, 8 or 10 of those in the park. Every time you saw one go by, wow, that's just a little bit different than the one I saw before. Cool little golf cart. One of the things people also do is they drive around later at night with all the lights on their vehicles, like like Christmas lights, and it's 4th of July weekend, so there's a lot of patriotic stuff going on. Kind of neat to watch the show. As we look back over here, we see security. Security is a nice deal here. You always feel like your stuff's kind of safe. It doesn't mean you shouldn't lock it up or take precautions, but we've never had anything stolen here, and I think we've ended up spending almost a month here total time. Not in a row, of course, but we were here last week, Monday and Tuesday. And here's the adventure truck. These are the cheapest spots. Oh, sorry. And I'm looking at about $89 to $100 a night for these. But they're 20 by 20. Perfect room for the adventure truck and the screen room. Works out really well. See, we have a little pedestal. There is cable available. There's water and, of course, electricity. And we're set up here. We got our Kim's hammock set up so she can relax a little later today. This spot is not prime for me because of this tree. About 4 o'clock we start losing solar, the sun directly hitting the solar panels. Still have enough to do it. This is one of those times that I would like to actually have more like 400 watts, maybe 500 watts. I am considering putting a panel on the side. That'll be something that would just help top those batteries off before before the sun went behind the tree. But normally I try not to get a spot with the tree in it. I like the full solar, and then shutting up the ARB screen room and awning is something that just keeps that you know, nice shade and doubles our living space. I should have showed that we actually moved the picnic table inside the screen room, so I got a barbecue grill and everything in there. I'll have a video to come on that, because I'm going to do a review of the Coleman barbecue stove that's worked flawlessly for me for years. I've cooked hundreds of meals on that. I even had one at the shop. Here's the bathrooms. Of course, I won't go put the phone in there and show you that, but you know, sinks around this wall. There's 2 urinals and a closed door to sit down, and then you have about maybe 8 showers. It's nice. We've stayed in this spot before, which is a really nice spot before. I like to be close to the bathrooms because my rule is with the adventure truck, if I can use somebody else's resources before we use our own, use their water, their shower, their bathroom, that's just going to give us longer time on the road to do that type of thing. These little cabins right here run right about $100 a night. And of course, don't quote me on prices. I don't work for, and we're not staying here for free. I'm just sharing this with the community that Newport Dunes is a really neat place to go. 99% of the time, you know, as some of you may know, my wife is a vice principal, and getting time off is tough. They're not like teachers and get a month and a half or 2 months off. So for her, she never really knows exactly, you know, maybe she might know a day or a week out when she's going to be off. So I pick up the phone and I call reservations, and we've always either been fortunate, lucky, whatever you want to call it, but we get in. And sometimes I call on a Friday at like noon, and we're down here Friday at 2 o'clock. And that's kind of what's perfect about the adventure truck is it's easy to go out and camp. From the time we pulled in the main gate, which I'm walking up to show you, to the time we were set up, the satellite was tracked, watching TV with the screen room and the awning and the picnic table, everything moved, was a cool golf cart right there. And he's got some flashy lights on that. I saw him rolling around last night. But it was 18 minutes from pulling in, you know, getting leveled, and everything was set up and ready to go. So that was a really nice way to do that. And I prefer the easiest method to do something. The rooftop tent was cool, but setup on that was somewhere around about an hour to get camp set up, and about, especially if I was by myself, it was an hour. With 2 of us, maybe I could cut that down to maybe 35 minutes. But packing up was always an hour, hour and a half. Time you took down everything and got everything folded up. I had the annex and everything on it. Moved everything back into the bed of the truck. It was some work, and it was more than I was willing to do. And one of the trips, I think it was last year at 4th of July weekend, we were down here. And I folded everything up and locked, left the keys up in the pouch up in the tent. So I had to take the cover back off, unfold it, get back up there, get the keys. And for me, that was my last straw. It was just like, yeah, this is not what I'm looking to do. So that's what sitting down with that clean sheet of paper and defining what I wanted out of a rig. And one of the things that I wanted out of a rig was being able to park in a parking spot. And like a normal parking spot at Stater Brothers or Home Depot, Walmart, easy to do. But yeah, there's some money people that come here to do their camping. You know, you don't normally see a Ferrari out at Johnson Valley. There's some more golf carts that are coming in. Hummer H3 builds. But I've always had nice luck. People, for the most part, have been super friendly, and I'm happy with that. So here's what really makes this pool place cool, okay? So this is where you come in, and this building over here is where you check in. There's a little convenience market. Has beer and wine, no hard liquor, no fresh meats, but it does have stuff like canned goods, and if you forgot cheese or bacon or eggs or something, they have that available in there. Here's the pool area, and there is a hot tub. That's really nice. The pool's nice. It's never been too crowded to go in. This right now, coming into 4th of July weekend, will be the crowdest. They're actually sold out, and you have to book 5 nights to stay over the 4th. So you pick the 5 you want to stay on, and that's one of those deals. That's a commitment, and we'll probably do that next year. I think next year we're going to stay here. Try to do 1 month in a row. We'll see how that all goes. But so far, I think we've done about a week and a half here. Over this break that Kim's had. We were here last Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then today, this trip was Monday night, Tuesday night. Tomorrow we're leaving to go to Santa Monica to our Palm Motel, and there's a video on that. A great little place. But you got restrooms here, and you got a really nice laundry room if you were on the road and had to do laundry. And here it is. And then you have a full arcade. I mean, when you're a little kid, this is a full arcade, and that's all you really needed. I remember one of our first KOA trips we did up there in Victorville, and they had an asteroids machine, full asteroids machine. I thought, holy smokes, this is like the coolest thing ever, because we're camping and I can play a video game, you know, when you're 8 or 10. So that was cool. Another thing, this is the Santa Ana Riverbed bicycle path that takes you out right over around this hill. It's about a 1/4 mile walk is PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. And another way that takes you out this way and up and around is going over to Balboa Island. I lived in California 52 years, and I always thought the peninsula was the island, but it wasn't. So we just discovered that like 2 trips ago. We took the ferry across, and I was like, oh crap, this really is an island, and there's a bridge that goes from here over, and then you have to take the ferry to get to the peninsula. That was the day we did a 14-mile walk, and then we figured out that we could take the ferry back, which made the walk about 2.5 miles back versus a full 14. So but a really neat place. They do large groups also. If like you have a party of I think it's 10 or more, they have cabanas down at the beach that you can rent. I think they're about $100 a day. They have fire pits. You can go buy firewood up in here. If you did not bring a fire pit, you can call them up or go to the little general store market. Maybe I'll put my head in there just so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, you can actually call them up. They'll drop a fire pit off at your campsite. You can come here and buy wood, or there's fire pits down on the beach. So really a neat. It's easy. This is full on what I call glamping. It's easy. It's like, you know, in our little spot, it's $100 a night, so it's not cheap. It's not boondocking. About the only time I pay for a camp spot is in the summertime. 99% of the time I'm out on BLM land or out at an event, and there's not really a cover charge. Sometimes when we do motor ventures, I think he wants $5 or $10 a night that I donate. I usually double that. Here's the store. So you got you know, some of your beach supplies and general stuff, food, beer, and a really nice cashier. And then from that, everything is close. Leaving our campsite and then walking around this loop, just under 1 mile and it's really a neat thing to do. I find us, you know, doing a different routine than we would do at the house. You know, last night I watched American Ninja Warrior. That was over at 9 o'clock, and I said, hey, you want to go for a walk? And she's like, I was just about ready to ask you to go for a walk. So, you know, off we came, and just really a nice place. Now, if you didn't bring your kayak, you didn't bring a paddleboard, not a problem. You can rent them over here. They even have a couple, I think they have 3 electric boats that you can rent. They want you to take those out. You can only go out on low tide underneath the bridge, and then take that out. And this is all back Bay Newport, so this will take you underneath PCH, and then the open ocean is out there, but there's a lot of different waterways. You could probably kayak for 5 or 6 hours and not go out and hit open ocean. Just food for thought. This is a paid attraction. They monitor it with you having the life vests on. You can see some of the kids right here swimming out. My wife did that last year, and she said it was really a butt kicker. Why we have this big thing in the air, the air traffic stops right around 10 o'clock and starts promptly about 7:30 every morning. So get your sleep in there. Quiet hours here during the week is 10 to 7. On the weekends, Fridays and Saturday nights, it's 11 to 7. For the most part, we've had great neighbors. 3 trips ago, we had a party crew next to us that didn't really care about anybody's being quiet, but security jumped on them pretty good a couple times. And last time was about 2:30 in the morning when I was getting ready to go have a talk with them. You know, I think, hey, here's the deal. You're gonna come out and go camping and have fun. You know, food for thought. You know, you got to keep other people in mind also. So it was getting a little ridiculous, but security totally shut them down and told them to go inside, so that was good. And the next day we actually even moved spots. They were real accommodating to us and let us move spots. As you can tell, this is a great place for kids. You know, you got stuff buoyed out. There's people that go for a swim around this this bay every morning and every night. I see the same older guy, probably close to 70 years old. He's out there swimming. But you got kids, there's plenty of things for the kids to do. That's not just being in the ocean. Love the trees. Some of these older trees that are around on the property are really, really neat. So I'll just leave that at that right now, but our walk usually goes around here and then up and out and over that bridge and comes out the back side. And that's another way that you can get out. There is plenty of places to go eat here. One of our favorite places is this Mexican restaurant just right outside the park, probably 3/4 to a mile walk. The name of it is Soul, and they have the best frozen margaritas. If you can hit that for happy hour and get some tacos and a couple margaritas, that really hooks up a beach camping trip really well. Once again, they have the group stuff over here. I think this is young lifeguards this weekend. They're out. Like these kids, this is about their 3rd lap around on this loop. They'll go do that mile loop, come out around here. A good way to be able to keep track of your kids. Once again, we got fire rings. You don't have to rent those. Those are just first come, first serve. And there's quite a few of them, maybe 5 or 10 around here. On the weekends, if you can look out in the distance there past the park, there is a movie screen. They show movies in the sand Fridays and Saturday nights. Various, usually it's a Disney type movie. I know a couple times they've showed the movie Jaws, and my wife is jonesing to go see that. Once again, one of her favorite movies, and it'd be cool to see it on the sand at the beach. But for the most part, a lot of it's been Disney movies. And for myself, I keep an open mind on that, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not really interested in seeing the Disney movie. And then you get into it and you're like, wow, that's a pretty good movie. So now I keep an open mind on that, and you know, try to bring a blanket and some chairs and sit in the sand and go enjoy that. We got beach restrooms right over here, and some other ones are located just right over there. as well as, gosh, one about every block inside the park. So there's never a problem. They're not real busy. I've never went there at all and had a problem getting into the shower and taking a shower. So anyway, that's going to be it for my review of Newport Dunes. 2 thumbs up. Probably doesn't get any better than this. It does definitely get cheaper than this, but sometimes you got to pay for that type of thing. If you're okay with the air traffic and making a little noise, it's not someplace you want to come and try to get a nap in the middle of the day, because the airplanes are going to keep you up. But you know, one of these spots right here would be prime real estate. Each one has a gate that comes opens up and comes right directly down to the beach, and a lot of people have their stuff set up. I think there's one over here with a full bar set up in the lawn. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm Tim Roble. If you'd like, please hit like and subscribe. If you got any questions or comments, hit me up below. Love to answer anything that I could answer for you, or just chat. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you here next time.